Hey everyone, it's Callie. Welcome back to my channel. I have two religious cards to share today, and this is using the new STAMPtember religious card kit. This kit is a special for STAMPtember, and it is religious themed, but I hope that if you're not into religious themed cards, that this will still inspire you to create using the techniques that I used today on my card. I'm just going to quickly run through the contents of this kit. As you can see, there are some great products here. There was some star sequins, and then I have some washi tape, some foil products here, some foiled acetate sentiments that we are going to use decal foil for on one of our cards. And then there is a stamp and stencil as well as a little manger die. There is also a little bottle of clear embossing powder that I forgot to bring into the frame, but that's also in the kit. And then we have this Misty grid pad. It is a sticky pad so that you can put in your standard size Misty to hold down die cuts or your cardstock while you're stamping or doing any other kind of crafting that you would need a tacky background for. There's also some patterned paper and glitter cardstock. And last but not least, there are some colored cardstock here that coordinate with the two ink pads that were in the kit as well. For my first card, I'm going to be using this cornflower cardstock that was in the kit, as well as the soft navy ink pad that was in the kit. And I'm just going to ink blend a soft sky. So I'm ink blending around the top dome of the card to create a nice blend before I use this stylized mandala stencil to add some glitz glitter paste onto that stencil for a pretty shimmery background. This is Glitz Glitter Gel from Gina K Designs. It's got an iridescent glitter in it. There are also other Gina K Designs Glitz Glitter Gels that are available in different colors as well as in a white. I just thought this iridescent one would be really pretty in the light. Now, to foil these acetate sentiments that I have from the Bold Christmas Acetate collection, I'm just going to use some decal foil, and instead of isolating a sentiment, I just thought it would be quicker to go ahead and foil the whole sheet. That way I can trim off what I want after the fact. And as you can see, this is super easy to do. You just run it through a laminator. I'm using a mini mink machine, and then when you peel away that foil, it reveals the most beautiful sentiment strips in the foil color that you choose. I'm just going to put it over some white cardstock so you can see it better. Then for the next portion of my card, I'm going to use the manger die here to die cut out of the soft navy cardstock that was a part of the kit. Now to trim off the edges and clean off the paste on the sides, I'm just going to put it in my trimmer and just trim off 1/8 inch off all of the sides. Now I wanted a snowy hillside bank, so I am using some glitter cardstock and I just hand cut it. If you have a die that will cut out a hillside that you like, definitely use that. I just decided to try to limit it to the materials and products that are in the kit to use. And then once I adhered that to my background, I can then add my little manger die cut on there. And as you can see, it kind of fits perfectly onto that mandala stenciled background that we did. And then I'll add this little star right at the center of that background. I just thought that worked out perfectly. And here I have that foiled sentiment. I did back it on white cardstock because I really wanted it to stand out better. You could back it on any color you like. I think that would be really cool. And then I adhered this to a card base. So that finishes card number 1. Card number 2 is also going to be a manger themed card, but I'm going to use the stamp set that's a part of this kit. So to create a background for this, I'm using positively saturated inks. These are not a part of the kit, but just so you can get some better ideas that you can use some other inks that you might have as well to create different colored backgrounds. I did a soft pink blend in the background, then I added purple, and then I added blue to intensify the outer edges, kind of like we did over the first card on a piece of colored cardstock though, using one color. So this is 3 colors to add some interest. And on this card, I'm using the little manger stamp from the Hark the Newborn King stamp set, and I'll stamp it in black. Now you can emboss this because I'm using a black pigment ink, and I'm risking it here because I did not allow for any drying time on my cardstock. So I'm just going to risk it and stamp and emboss this star in white. And you'll see there's plenty of embossing powders that are going to cling to my cardstock because my ink blended background isn't completely dry, but that's okay because I'm planning on splattering my card anyway, and so I can just roughly clean up the stray embossing powders. If you were gonna do this, I highly suggest you plan out your card better. I don't plan ahead of making a card or filming a video, so I just take it with stride and I'm totally winging it as I go, so bear with me. This might look silly, but anyway, I'm embossing this star with white embossing powder, and then I'll ground the entire scene with a piece of black cardstock just to kind of match the silhouette of our manger. And I decided I wanted my background to be a little bit darker. So I'm going around the edges with some charcoal ink here, and then I'll splatter the entire panel, masking off the bottom section of the black grounding piece that I put on there with some white paint. And that'll just give it a starry sky and kind of conceal those stray white embossing powders that are still on my cardstock. And of course, if I was planning this, I would have stamped my sentiment at the bottom of that black strip first before stamping it after, because obviously it's glued on. There are more layers, curling cardstock, but I didn't plan. So here we are with our 2 Manger religious card kit cards. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you learned from my winging it as I went. If you're interested in any of the products that I use, be sure to check out the links below where everything will be linked for your convenience. Thank you so much for stopping by, and have a wonderful day. Bye, everyone.